Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Honcast.com. The Hon Tour Season 3 qualifiers are here, and, well, we are going to be wrapping up today what has been a long journey, of course, over these last, 3 weeks, really, is when it started. Maybe 2 weeks, no, I believe 3 weeks ago, even. No, 2 weeks ago. Anyways, that doesn't matter. We're going to be wrapping up here today, here for the Hon Tour Season 3 qualifiers, and, of course, leading into Cycle 1 next weekend. But we have very important matches. Really, this is the important match to determine which of these two teams right here are going to be joining Don and all the others to play in Diamond Cycle number 1. Again, ultimately a good amount of money on the line, in a sense, for this match. In Diamond Division, you're guaranteed at least something of that prize pool there, no matter where you finish. And, of course, the higher the better. But Gold, sure, you may get something, but you have to finish top 3. Anyways, this secures that. But also just making Diamond, there's that prestige. There's that, they could say they are a Diamond team and going to compete against the best of the best. So, obviously, a very, very important matchup here. With that said, of course, the two teams going at it is Rexars versus Blue Dingleballs here in a best out of 3 to determine that. Once again, going to be joined by Mini Maggot here. Quincy not with us just yet, maybe hopping in for stat tracking, but I am joined by Mini Maggot, the Codecaster. How's it going, buddy?
Hey man, yeah, I'm looking forward to this game so much. I mean, we've had such a long sort of trek and journey to get all the way to the sort of where we are today. I mean, we saw Dawn get into the Diamond division yesterday. And it's going to be interesting to see who's going to join them as well. So I'm looking forward to a good game, and I'm almost certain we're going to have it as well. Yeah,
no doubt. I mean, this is definitely one of those series. Definitely a 3-game series is very likely in the making here. Would not be surprised. I mean, these two teams, obviously very quality teams. You got one side, Blue Dingleballs, coming into this event. You know, the name itself, maybe don't recognize it for obvious reasons. But the player names, we got several popular players here. At least players that we should recognize. Played for between like The Last of Us and 007 in the passing. This is a U.S. team, U.S. West team actually. Yeah, they did actually lose to Don yesterday, as you pointed out. Don, of course, qualifying for that Diamond Division as a result already. They are sitting comfortably in the grand final matchup. Waiting to play the winner of this after this first series here, just for pride and whatnot. But as far as Rexars go, again, it's kind of that ironic thing where they technically could have really qualified for Diamond already if they just simply stuck together. But, you know, issues came up, and Sania, of course, ultimately left and eventually joined Sync Esports, and the team just kind of disbanded from there at that time. But now they're back to play through the qualifiers. But, hey, you can almost say that might be a good thing in disguise in the sense that now they've had to kind of come back and play and earn that spot again without Insania, you know, and that captain role. So that would, I'm sure, mean a lot to them if they are ultimately able to qualify. But anyways, I'm rambling on here as always. We got plenty to talk about when it comes to the bans and the picks, so let's take a closer look real quickly. The bans were Ophelia Gemini, and I need your help. I don't know if you caught the initial bans. It looks like
Tremble as well.
Okay, that makes sense. Gemini even thrown in there.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like, one sort of draft I've already sort of seen here from the Legion, actually, is the Empath Glacier Swiftblade Trilane. And one thing to note, though, is that they sort of picked up so early in the draft. And I think Rexars has sort of cottoned on to the fact what Legion are going to try and do. They picked up the Bubbles, probably one of the strongest heroes to go against the Trilane because, you know, have a great escape mechanism and can still do quite decently, even with, like, a little farm at all. And if Hellborn do decide to sort of just dodge the Legion tri-lane, I mean, even they could pick up a jungle. I mean, Parasite's still on the board. Hasn't even been banned this whole phase. It's just so random to see. I mean, like, we're seeing all these heroes being picked up and owning for some teams, and then some teams are not even picking up or banning them. So I guess it just sort of shows the variety in the Hon era at the moment. I mean, even Silhouette's not touched either. So it's kind of good to see in that sense. But at the same time, I think Hellborn could definitely take use of this Parasite. Maybe put Bubbles in the short line against the Swiftblade tri-lane, which is kind of obvious to see, and hopefully do quite well in that lane.
Yeah, we'll see if that is a possibility, but no doubt, you look at that Swiftblade tri-lane already coming to fruition. I mean, you think of two support heroes that you would like to have with Swiftblade in a tri-lane setup. I think Glacius and Empath are on top of that list of go-to heroes, so that is very scary, the fact that Blue Dingleballs was able to get that combo together. They go Drunken Master on top of that, but yeah, still no Parasite. Engineer is now going to be picked up by our Hellborn team, so we'll see if maybe the final pick comes to that, or maybe they're just going to try to man up against it with their own dual support plus farming carry lane. I don't know, so we'll have to wait and see how that plays out for them. But I'm looking at the Legion's lineup right now, and that is a scary lineup. A lot of physical presence coming out already.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of physical, and there's a Benson to pick up as well. I mean, this hero did get a slight, a few slight changes actually, particularly to the Lance line, increase the mana cost and the Joust. So I have to see how well he does after sort of these nerfs. But yeah, for Hellborn, they still have the potential to sort of, even if they want to sort of fight the tri-lane at all, or if they want to just dodge it completely and just sort of send the bubbles there with their jungle factor. I think, in theory, picking up the Parasite would be the best use of their resources, but at the same time they might want something sort of different maybe. They've got quite a lot of early game presence already, like the bubbles, like the Magnus. Maybe Parasite is something they don't really want to pick up in their draft. But at the same time, I mean, they most have to sort of pick up a secondary support. Unless they run something really funky and run like a Kraken secondary support, which we have seen before, run by Adrian's family, but we'll have to see here.
I like you've kind of slipped up with that a couple times now, but I kind of like it. The Krakendary, the Krakendary player there. Yeah, we have seen that secondary Kraken come out. What wouldn't be out of the question? I mean, again, it worked there. So, but they're going to go Kinesis here.
Okay.
With their 5th and final. So is that going to be a support Kinesis then? I mean, very likely.
It must be, and I mean this hero is so strong. I mean he got some buffs actually quite a while ago, and you see it actually. You see it quite a lot in like the top 5 plays because this hero can make such great plays with his ultimate, with his inherent defense, and just his whole skill set is just you can make big plays with it without a doubt. And the amount of burst potential you can get off with Kinesis is rather insane. But that is most likely going to be played as a secondary support, even main support perhaps, because Red Rexar is is playing him. But it depends if they want to actually face this tri-lane. I don't think Kinesis is the strongest sort of level 1 to level 2 sort of support hero, and going against probably one of the strongest tri-lanes is sort of something they might potentially want to try and avoid, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we will indeed. So obviously, let me check matches. Really, this is okay. Maybe I need to turn down my mic a little bit here. God, I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like the settings, I try to keep them the same, obviously, but for some reason, they kind of change every now and then, I guess. So, hopefully that's a little bit better, though, for you guys. I did turn it down a little bit right here. Should be good. Anyways, with that said, loading into the game right now, obviously. And going to be kicking off with game number 1. So, again, a best out of 3 going to be coming at you here. Again, the winner going to Diamond Division. The loser, they'll be the final team joining the Gold Division. Definitely, of course, I think it's say the top seed in the Gold Division going to cycle number 1. But still, they will be going to the Gold Division instead of that Diamond. So, I'm having a little bit slowly loading in right here. Something's up with my Han, man. For some reason, I'm finally just loaded in. And here we are. They're already, like, running around right here. So, I need to get that figured out because that's kind of annoying. Anyways, I didn't miss any action, so that's the good news. Looks like all 5 roamed in the Legion jungle, but no engagements happened, just simply placing that ward of sight to block the pole camp and going to go back to their lane. So let's get an idea now of who's going to end up where. Kinesis is heading bottom initially.
Yeah, it's because actually I don't know if you saw on cast or not, but all 5 of Hellborn sort of rotate down bottom, which sort of suggests that they don't want to run the defensive tri-lane. So as a result, Legion are not going to run the aggressive tri-lane and just run a standard 2-2-1, sort of similar to Hellborn as well, just in terms of their 2-2-1 is going aggressive, whereas Legion's is going to be defensive.
Okay, so yeah, that's exactly what we are going to see right here. The good old 2-2-1 setup. This was kind of the meta for a little bit. That whole 2-2-1 idea, especially when even the junglers would also come about. But going to be seeing that here: Drunken Master Empath versus an Engineer Magnus in the middle lane. Of course, the NG Magnus, very strong combination. Oh yeah, a little bit of engagement right here. Madman running into Glacius. Kinesis coming in, throwing out some trees, but no, the chase is not going to be successful. And they'll have to follow back. Seems like they might have missed something there.
Yeah, like it's not really bad play by any of them. But if Madman actually came out of Stalk, actually in front of Glacius, he would have blocked him in completely, and Kinesis could have come around the other side and blocked him completely. That would have been a definite first blood if that was the case. But Stalk lasting just a little bit too long to get the first blood on Glacius. Yeah,
not going to happen. So now Madman is going to be here currently by himself. As you do see, Kinesis already starting to make an adjustment and actually heading to that middle lane. Now, the unfortunate thing, he did run right past the ward of sight in terms of doing so. So you can guarantee that both Drunken Master and Empath, they know that at least to expect possibly something here. And yeah, Kinesis kind of realizing too, they're playing very passive, so probably not going to get anything. Now, bottom lane again, Madman forces stock away before too much damage is taken. Glacius going to kind of search around for him, but Swiftblade going to find him again, but yeah, he doesn't have a spin, so Not going to be getting a kill by any means, but Madman already having to play pretty active right here, but again, especially being by himself. But yeah, back to the middle lane, the wall just blocking off the supporting cast right there to chase down Drunken Master, and he will be fine in the end. So, any misplays there, or was that just simply good support?
Nah, I don't think there was any misplays. I mean, it's hard to really burst down sort of Drunken Master because he has quite a good mobility, especially the early levels with his stagger, and at the moment there's not a lot of burst potential coming out from Hellborn. But yeah, good wall just sort of protecting Drunken Master, but yeah, just didn't have the burst potential anyway.
Alright, so Kinesis has now officially been to all 3 lanes. Now he's at the top lane here, and going to be doing a pull, actually, for Bubbles. It's only a single stack pull, but still a pull nonetheless. Going to try to get the lane advantage back in favor of Bubbles, because right now, as you see, it's all the way up to the tower of Sir Bensington, and he's able to get some good levels. What do you make of this decision right here? I mean, sending Kinesis all the way to the top lane right now.
I mean, there's not much he can really do bottom because, I mean, you're running aggressive dual lane versus a defensive dual lane, and at the same time they're running Swiftblade Glaciers. He can't really lane down there because if Glaciers does get an ice imprisonment and a Swiftblade starts blade freezing, this Kinesis is completely dead. Actually, bottom lane, talking of dead.
Yeah, he might be. Oh, he's going to be fine again. The stock just coming through for him.
He hasn't got mana though. I think they should chase.
They definitely know that, but
so sneaky.
He really is. He's hiding, man. I don't think he's going to be found. Yep, eats through the tree, and he once again will be found. But he is still out of mana. I mean, stock is 60 mana. It's going to be coming up here shortly. But actually, top lane, Kinesis is going in right here. He throws the trees in to start things off. No stasis match just yet, at least. And actually, Sir Bensington will be fine. But, I mean, yeah, the likelihood of getting a kill right there probably very, very unlikely.
But no, going back to the sort of the rotation card from Kinesis, I really do like that because I think they expected the lanes to be slightly different for the Hellborn, and so sort of laning the Madman Kinesis down against like a Swiftblade Glaciers is just a complete suicide. This Kinesis will be feeding over and over again, and at the same time, I mean, she can get sort of farmed with the pull. You've sort of seen her do it already, and at the same time, I mean, it gives Bubbles a little bit easier of a lane as well. I mean, and at the same time, he's not going to be really stealing a lot of XP coming out from Bubbles because he's mainly sort of just sitting on the pull. And there is a potential to kill Bensington now that actually the balance patch has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
The joust doesn't make him go as further if he does get hit or there's someone sort of in the way of it. So there's definitely potential for this Bensington to die if the Kinesis and Bubbles play it right.
Yeah, Kinesis, he got his own kind of rework to an extent. Not really a rework, I mean, just changes to all of his abilities, several patches ago, of course. And yeah, I just remember seeing those changes and the idea that, oh, we can actually start seeing Kinesis. I mean, he has popped up here and there, both support and even, as more of that farming, even suicide potential. We've kind of seen pop up. But yeah, the burst damage potential is most certainly there, especially with that mass control of his. And also the synergy with that inherent defense is pretty impressive sometimes, too, how he'll just stay alive because he's doing so much damage. You gotta love that idea of a hero. Bottom lane, once again, though, Madman, no, he's gonna be fine. I mean, just Glaciers kind of, I thought they might have been going for something there, but maybe waiting for a level 3 spin from Swiftblade, if anything. But Madman's level 5, man. I mean, he's doing good.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I think when he gets boots, I think this Glaciers is potentially going to die, honestly, because Madman is such a strong 1v2 laner. Talking to bottom laner, they are going in.
Yeah, there we go. He's not level 3 spin, though, and that could be the difference maker. No, it doesn't matter. Madman will end up falling right there when it's all said and done. So, good old Caster's Curse coming into play right there. Just as we comment how he's actually doing pretty solid. Not so much. Middle lane, Magnus. Now he's going to try to get away. Steam Bath's going to be used. He will be invis for the time being. Gets stunned out, though, from Empath. There's a 10. And down falls Magnus. So finally starting to pick up a little bit here. Both kills happening in favor of our Legion team.
Yeah, and just great rotation coming from Benson. I know he might be a little bit scared, sort of top lane, seeing as there is a Bubbles level 6 and Kinesis is still there. Talking to the middle lane, but they're still going in.
Yeah, there we go. The jump on Engineer. In the meantime, Stasis Smash slams it back down, gets the kill, but now Drunken Master in a little bit of trouble himself. Gonna be fine. Yeah, you saw right there. Kinesis trying to save his teammate. If anything, the Stasis Smash, it is one of those kind of nifty abilities where, it could be used defensively with the 50% damage reduction especially, but in the end, not nearly enough to save Engineer and his team. It is 50%, right? Yeah, 50% less damage. And bottom lane too now? Glacius? No, he's going to be fine.
It's sort of similar. It's sort of similar to Ice Imprisonment on Glacius, pretty much. And Magus is going in on Drunken. Can hit him.
Yeah, they are going to hit. They finally pick up their first kill right here. Kinesis, the assist is a stagger away. Not going to be enough. There's that burst damage coming out. Even a level 4 Kinesis able to assist. But now Magnus, he is in trouble once again. The wall's doing some plenty of damage right there. Sir Bensington auto attacks. Nice stun in from Magnus. They're trying to rock out. Bubbles clutch timing right there. Being able to come in. All 5 are here for the Hellborn team. And just like that, they pick up 3 kills. Wow.
Absolutely insane rotation, particularly from the bubbles, though. I mean, without that silence, I mean, Magnus is guaranteed to be dying. And even without the Hellborn, I don't think Benson was going to be dropping either. So great rotation coming out from Misha, scores 2 kills on the board and gets him up to 15 GPM.
Yeah, the Bubbles obviously looking pretty solid there, but at the same time, you do got Beaverbanger playing the Swiftblade. He is at 410 gold per minute right now. So despite Madman, having a decent time, obviously the kill on him, which was the Bloodlust, of course, then on top of just good farm here for Swiftblade, is definitely making a bit of the difference. But yeah, real quick though, I mean, going back to the idea of Isoprism is actually, okay, Madman's going to be fine. It's kind of funny, because Stasis Smash, I don't know, Ice Imprisonment, is there ever a case you can see it really used defensively, or is it always just like you want to use it offensively, no questions asked?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I think that maybe the only sort of potential is sort of say if you have like a hard carry and there's sort of a big initiation going on, and like he's already been stunned out by say like a gauntlet ulti, or a Valkyrie like a Valkyrie arrow that lasts like 5 seconds. Because in the Ice Imprisonment, obviously it's like only lasting 3 seconds, and yet it's like 50%. Reduction in damage, because like you have to use it only when your sort of allied hero is already sort of stunned out for a long period of time, otherwise it's sort of more of a detriment than a benefit, really.
How about Resher's build, by the way, speaking of Glacius 2? He's not touching Tundra Blast. He has level 2 Chilling Presence with level 2 Ice Imprisonment. I mean, so no slow assistance, especially when you have a Swiftblade teammate. I almost find that, is that the best decision?
I don't know. I mean, we've seen so many different sort of skill builds come out from Glacius. We've seen like the max Chilling Presence. We've seen like the max sort of damage and not even touching the Chilling Presence. And now we're sort of seeing a bit of both. I don't know. I think actually top lane.
Yeah, they jump in. Bubbles going in right there, diving the tower. Kinesis again assisting. He did use mass control, look like, so I didn't really catch that in action, but you can tell by the cooldowns what really happened in the end. Diving Sir Benzington and Bubbles. He's going to continue to kind of be the big factor here for his team, it's safe to say.
Yeah, I mean, Kinesis level 6 now, so I mean, his sort of weakness in terms of the laning phase is completely out as a secondary support. I mean, from now on, he's going to be doing absolutely so much damage. When he gets level 7 telekinetic control, he can put out so much damage, almost like a cool hero. And for a support hero to do that kind of damage is rather absurd. And I really do like the sort of absurd kind of, or out of the box sort of secondary support, as we sort of talked about before. And I think it can really work, and hopefully we'll have to see it in this game as well.
Yeah. Okay, Glacius, again, I've been kind of keeping my eye on there. He does hit level 5, and he actually does go Tundra Blast now, so he will have the slow effect. And again, it's kind of one of those 1.1 abilities where, at the very least, the 1 point does give you that 30% movement slow. Sure, it's not as much damage as you would leveling it up, but it gives you that 30% movement slow. And like I said, especially with a teammate like Swiftblade, that could be pretty damn impactful to have in the end. So he does have it now, and actually, this could be good timing. No, Madman's playing it very safe. Big Arlong, even despite the death, again, he's playing this very solid. He's staying alive for the most part. Again, yes, he has died that one time, but it is a tough combo to go up against in the Glacius Swiftblade, so you can't blame him too much, I guess. But as far as, how about in the middle? I mean, Magma's only about 258 gold per minute, but Drunken Master not doing much better either. I mean, really kind of back and forth there with neither one really shining in the middle lane.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, this sort of benefits Legion more than it does Hellborn, because actually Swiftblade 408 GPM at the moment, and really for Hellborn, the real sort of shining factor here is the bubbles. And obviously he's not going to be able to sort of carry the Hellborn team. So I really like to see sort of maybe Hellborn start getting a little bit more active, trying to help this Madman out in terms of farm. It's only 150 GPM, and you have to start thinking about the late game. I know it's only 10 minutes in, but I mean, if you expect Madman to carry, you need to sort of giving the best lane as possible. I mean, you could even maybe see a rotation from Bubbles to go into the Suicide lane and give Madman that free farm, or at least start sort of seeing Bubbles start ganking and trying to help and sort of free up other lanes for the Hellborn team. Maybe it's actually bottom lane.
Yeah, when you see bottom lane act, they're diving the tower Swiftblade with that spin, but no, Madman again, the stock is just too powerful in terms of helping him to get away. There is a TP coming in from Magnus, and actually Swiftblade and Glacius still going to be falling back before any catch happens onto them, so just going back and continue to farm. And, I was going to say, the Sustainer picked up on Swiftblade. I was actually very curious. I mean, it is going to be a Rune Cleaver at the end, so that's still the same discussion to be had. I mean, what about a Rune Cleaver on Swiftblade? You like seeing that?
I actually do like seeing that, because I mean, Drunken, like we said before, isn't having the strongest of farm, and Benson's not really going to be able to carry the Legion side either. Actually, top lane.
They're going to dive onto Sir Bensington once again. Kelfield comes out. There's the assistance from Kinesis. Not enough for the kill just yet. In fact, Kinesis is able to go back in. He will get the stun off. He does die shortly after. Bubbles able to live. Glacius trying to chase him down, but Drunken Master will accomplish that just fine. However, down goes Glacius, but Kinesis also going to be taken out, so a couple of double taps for either side. But Drunken Master does clean up in the end. You see Madman kind of coming in, but not much more he is going to be able to do right there. So a lot of action at the top lane with some roaming coming out.
Yeah, but you saw that damage come out from Kinesis, though. He finished off Bensington and killed Glacius from full to nothing in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
We see the power of this hero, and I'm kind of surprised we don't see him picked up more often either. I mean, the hero is very, very strong if you can get him out of the laning phase, which at the moment he has. And I honestly think he's the reason why Hellborn are doing so well. If you sort of take a look at, say, the other secondary supports for Legion, they're only sort of bordering around 100 GPM, whereas Kinesis 4-1 and 2, 200 and sort of around 20 GPM right now. Doing sort of wonders for his team. I mean, they've got the Bubbles portal key right now, and hopefully we'll sort of see some rotations coming out. Actually, middle lane.
Yeah, they're going for the middle. In comes the eruption, and Sir Bensington did not even stand a chance right there. He could not even get a simple joust off in the end. So, yeah, the Kinesis assistance now 5-1 and 2. I mean, only 236 gold per minute, 5-1 and 2 is secondary support. Very, very, very good news for the Hellborn team. And no doubt going to be of high impact for the team. And Magma's now over that 300 GPM mark as well with that assistance and whatnot. And he is definitely going to be working towards that portal key next in line right here. Real quickly, again, guys, I did adjust the volume. I noticed, I was looking at the settings. For some reason, it got bumped all the way up to 100%, which is definitely not where it's supposed to be. So I lowered it to the more appropriate level I believe it should be at. So hopefully it's a little bit better. But anyways, once again, yeah, we do see the Magma stun. And the assistance from Bubbles and whatnot. Easy kill. Sir Bensington flies in with his ultimate swing play. No, he's going to get caught out. He too will fall. And the Legion team messing up big time. Oh, they thought they had the defense. They did not.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, that was absolutely insane. Great Magma stun and then perfect Bubbles initiation to catch up the two heroes. And then Engineer ulted straight on top of Swiftblade. He came to his death. I mean, Hellborn, the swing of gold and XP in just a matter of seconds. 4,500 gold and 4,000 experience in just one little bit of a team fight. Insane.
Yeah. You see right there, they're talking about there was a little bit of G spam coming out right there. But, yeah, it's all, good fun. I mean, not the biggest deal in the world. He did apologize, so I guess it was just simply a bind. Manners, please. The new admin right there, making a point, so there you go. But, yeah, that was a genocide, right?
I think Drunken didn't die.
Okay, maybe Drunken didn't die, but it might as well have been, especially at this point in the game. I mean, they just got cleaned up, and, yeah, kind of going in one by one. But, yeah, the synergy we saw right there, especially as you pointed out with Bubbles and Magnus, and then, again, Kinesis with his assistance. I mean, the damage charts, yeah, no surprise. Kinesis is on top of those damage charts.
Insane. This is a secondary support, and he's like, that is so absurd. It's actually unreal. Like, I mean, we've seen the power of Kinesis, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing Kinesis picked up more oftenly as well. I mean, 18% as a secondary support. That's so insane. Like, I can't even express that. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything from a support, honestly, outside of the laning phase, and to have a support, this much impact this early on, it's actually rather crazy to see.
Yeah, portal key is going to be purchased by Magnus right there, and going to be delivered on the way through that middle lane right there. So he is going to be picking that up very, very shortly. Now, with that said, Swiftblade is going to finish his Rune Cleaver right here. Now, so this is kind of where this game is at. I mean, the Hellborn team, I mean, they definitely have carry presence and a Madman. He's not necessarily getting the most farm right now, though. So he definitely isn't really scaling like, say, the Swiftblade, of course, on the other side of the table. So Swiftblade has the Rune Cleaver now. And that kind of goes back. It's one thing to judge an item when the game really hasn't developed just yet in terms of, okay, he's going to Rune Cleaver, what do we think about that? But now his team's down by 4,500 gold, 4,500 experience. I mean, there's clearly a lot of action starting to really happen. So that's where you kind of, now you look at the Rune Cleaver, you're like, I mean, fights, it may not be the best assistance for that, but at the same time, it could help for recovering and farm quite a bit.
I actually think it's the right choice to make, actually. If you think about it, though, I mean, Legion, I think, are going to have the pretty superior late game if they can sort of get out of this sort of initial sort of team fight presence that the Hellborn have right now. Though, I mean, they've got the farming, or the better farming potential, because, they've got the Swiftblade Rune Cleaver. I mean, Drunken Master obviously has a lot of carry potential as well. He's closing in on his Drunken Head. And at the same time, Madman is nowhere near the amount of farm he needs to be. And if he wants to sort of start carrying this game, only 250 GPM. I mean, I would really like to see him to sort of start farming while Bubbles and, say, Magma start sort of picking off and starting roaming. Because Madman needs to get back into this game if they're going to carry. Yeah, they are up about 4,000 gold, 3,000 experience, but that doesn't mean all too much when it gets into the late game.
Yeah, 16.5 minutes in right now, so we'll see how this is definitely kind of one of those key moments. Middle lane, Engineer, he is setting up with Energy Field, and we're going to see TPs coming in shortly, I'm sure. Magnus comes in with the Eruption, the synergies there once again. Empath's going to end up dropping. Drunken Master, he doesn't stand a chance, even with the Untouchable up. He still goes down pretty quickly. Swiftblade actually runs up to the top right here, and he's going to go for the TP. Unless Magnus, okay. Yeah, it's easy for us to say, yeah, but for all he knew, he was just randomly somewhere. So he doesn't go for the stun, and Swiftblade is fine. But Glacius even dying as they dive the secondary tower in the middle lane. I mean, you know, not this is offense for the Hellborn team, but this is definitely a lot of stay green train style strategy going on right here from the Hellborn team, but hey, it works and it gets you victories, and they're playing it very, very well.
I don't know. Oh, it's top lane, though.
Yeah, Magma's going to jump in. Sir Bensington can even get the joust off. Again, he gets locked in, and just look at that. Kinesis says, I'm a secondary support, but I also do a lot of damage, and I'm going to show that again. Right there.
It was like more than half HP and he just exploded upon. I mean, from a secondary support, it's almost like a Witch Slayer Silver Bullet, the amount of damage that the Kinesis is putting out. It's actually crazy. But no, I mean, going back to the point about you sort of think Hellborn's more of stay green, but at the same time, Legion were the ones pushing. Like, Legion did not have to do that. Hellborn weren't sort of pushing down the throats of Legion. And they were sort of happy just to start farming, give some farm onto Madman. It was Legion who started trying to take a team fight in the middle lane and trying to get the tier 1 middle, which they did not have to do. I mean, they've just picked up the farming item on Swiftblade, so all you got to do is farm pretty much. Then the Strong and Head is closing in on Drunken. They did not have to make that play. Hellborn just said, okay, we're taking a team fight. I mean, we're a little bit ahead. We had an invisible Engineer and a Portal Key and Magnus. I mean, we'll be happy to take team fights if you want us to.
Yeah.
And in the end, I mean, they took it, and as a result, furthered their lead even more.
I mean, again, the saving grace here for the Legion team is that Swiftblade yet again didn't die. He's still going to farm. I mean, the GPM is continuing to go up, 450 gold per minute now, and counting. He actually does buy a Firebrand right there. So, again, he is so squishy, and will continue to be so, but he is going to be hitting pretty hard at the same time. You know, the Swift Slashes obviously assist with that very well, make him invulnerable in that sense. So, but then also when it comes to farming, just continues to farm even that much quicker, that much more effectively. So I think this is definitely turning into a game for Blue Dingables here of just delaying as much as possible. Delay this, you know, for a good 10 to 15 minutes at least. Let Swiftblade get very comfortable, and then look to pick up some fights. But
exactly,
easier said than done. I like this is the ultimate Swiftblade, isn't it? Yeah. Actually pretty badass.
They remastered it as well, I think. Like, I mean, before it was like, it looked good, but I think now they sort of remastered it. And then they've remastered all the ultimate avatars. Like, they've remastered like the Scout, actually bottom lane.
Oh yeah, I'm paying attention to him farming Ancients, but Sir Ben. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of an awkward game for Swiftblade here on Sir Bensington. Usually, you would think Sir Bensington's gonna be the one moving around, getting kills, setting up ganks. That's been happening to him. 7 deaths already. Nearly 20 minutes in. Oh, they found a target, and they're going for it over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of hard for him to do anything, though, because I said we talked about how the game plan here for Legion really is just sort of sit back, try and farm, and they've got the late game. But, I mean, it's just not the sort of game style or the game sort of play that Benson wants to play. So he's going to have a hard time sort of finding his fit into this role and into this sort of game style that the Legion sort of have to play. But at the same time, I think Legion can easily delay if they play it correctly. I mean, Hellborn don't really have any way of sort of pushing the issue or pushing the advantage they have. They don't have the greatest of push. The only really way they do have is sort of the gank potential with these portal keys and maybe with the catch potential, like with the bubbles, Keltford, etc. But as long as Legion sort of play it correctly and try and split push as much as possible, I think Legion could definitely take this late. And if they do, I think this could be a victory for them.
I mean, just look at Swiftblade's farm now, 515 gold per minute. I'm sure if Quincy was here, he'd be busting out stats right now. Whenever he's at this mark, you know, he has a very high record as far as success is concerned. So it is really just continuing to enhance. He has a Frostbrand now finished, or Frostburn even. Bottom tower is going to be taken out with, that said, the secondary tower. So the Hellborn team, though, continuing to move as a team and doing work in that sense. Once again, though, I did pull up the damage charts just out of curiosity. That's ridiculous. All 5 players on the Hellborn side are doing more damage than anyone on the Legion side. And once again, Kinesis leading the way right there. So, you know, that's kind of another idea of where this game may be at currently. But again, Swiftblade, he's got the Frostburn delivered. He's just been farming away in the Hellborn jungle because, well, the Hellborn team's been in his jungle and at the bottom lane. But yeah, as I say that, he's forced to spin. He's in trouble, though, because they know exactly where he is. And you can bet those portal keys are going to start coming in. There we go. The stun from Magnus. Perfect timing. Swiftblade takes that burst. Swift slashes, maybe. He gets it off. Magnus may fall. No, he gets Steam Bath, but no. Swiftblade goes down. Magnus, the clutch Steam Bath right there. He took just enough hits not to die, but enough to prevent them from teammates dying at the same time. So,
I mean, Beaverbane, I understand what he needs to do. He needs to sort of farm as much as possible. But I mean, farming the enemy jungle when most of the Hellborn is off the map and you don't see him in any of your wards is a very risky play to make. Seeing as he is going against Bubbles and Mag was probably one of the strongest sort of catching heroes in the game right now when they have their portal keys. And I think he has to sort of play a little bit more protected. I mean, he is the carrier of the game. He cannot be getting picked up like this. He's 0-2-1. I mean, he's definitely got a good enough farm, but he needs that extra little bit more if he wants to carry this game.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the Frostburn good, but again, I think, yeah, the squishiness stuff is kind of the big deal. But, you know, at the same time, the supporting cast is not, no, I guess I should be a little lenient saying that. I mean, Drunken Master, he is actually farming very well himself. He's kind of just been quietly almost doing his thing. He does have a full Shrunken Head now on top of the Ghost Barge, and, of course, that alone allows him to do plenty of damage. As he activates the Shrunken Head and just kind of has free reign, especially against this Hellborn team and what they're up against. So that is, again, more good news for the Legion side, at least hope there of what they have. But yeah, Nullstone just finished on Madman in the meantime, so that is his priority here when it comes down to his item choices. Bubble's the one that's been the top farm of the game. He's got the tablet, he's got the portal key. We'll see, of course, what he follows up to next. Kinesis also assisting with a tablet himself, so a couple of those across the team right here. Blessed Ore picked up by Magnus, so simply put, going for the sheep stick probably. Drunken Master, though, as I talk about how he's doing pretty well, he might need to be careful even right here. Yep, there's the jump. Sock of the Sea comes out, he pops his Shrunken Head immediately, and he runs away. So, you know, good and bad right there. I mean, the Hellborn team did force a Shrunken Head, but Drunken will be fine at the end. Maybe a Kongor here? I mean, they know that's down now. Yep.
Looks like they're going over for it. I mean, I don't see why not. With Madman, they can take this Congo so quickly. And I don't think Legion even have vision of this. Let alone if they did have vision of this, I don't think they can even take this, like you said, Shrunken Head down on Drunken Master. So I guess they're sort of just happy trying to farm the enemy jungle, and I think it's the right play to make. I would like to see actually Switchblade sort of stay in this jungle. If Legion start pushing mid, I'd like to see them start pushing top. Hellborn have to go through the tier 2 as well as Legion have to go for the tier 2 top as well. He just needs to sort of delay this as much as possible. If when the fight happens in his base, then just make sure you have buyback gold ready and try and defend your racks at all costs.
Well, there we go. Down goes Concord. Token of Light picked up by Madman, actually. So, again, I think it could have been an upper argument maybe for a couple of heroes to have it on. But, yeah, they did give it to Madman in the end. I mean, so do you agree with that choice, sir?
Yeah, because like I said before, whenever you're sieging the base, which I think that they might decide to do that if they feel like they're Hellborn actually top lane.
Drunken, he needs to be careful again. Pops the untouchable, and that will allow him to get away because no stasis smash to be had.
Yeah, but yeah, going back to the Madman token, I mean, not only does it allow him to sort of siege base, it's just him up front attacking the tier 3, but at the same time, I mean, if he does potentially get caught off, I mean, he's the hero for Hellborn who you do not want to sort of get picked off because he's the sort of the late game carry here for Hellborn. He needs that sort of extra life per se, so just putting it on him is probably the safest bet to have.
All right, so Swiftblade again just continuing to get as much farm as he can back over that 500 gold per minute mark. And continuing to rise, 2,000 gold saved up, so we'll see what that next item choice ultimately is. So has that enough for the full Dawnbringer now, if that indeed is what he will choose to go for, or perhaps something else as far as another item slot being filled. But middle lane in the meantime, secondary tower is going to be pushed in pretty heavily here by the Hellborn side, and yeah, no resistance put up whatsoever coming out from the Legion team. So easy push coming out from Rexars. And now the decision-making time of where do they go from here. It looks like to the top lane to that secondary tower to, of course, clean out the rest of them. Just a lot of sitting in the base right here for the Legion team. I mean, again, they can't do a whole lot. Swiftblade is at the bottom lane.
Yeah, as long as the Legion cores are sort of out pushing lanes and trying to get as much farm as possible while the other supports, and even Benson perhaps, is just trying to delay the push as much as possible. I don't think Hellborn can really go high ground unless they're sort of risking maybe losing the team fight. Actually, Magnus is already put him back. They might be trying to set up here bottom lane.
We'll see. Swiftblade pushing the tower pretty heavily, but Magma stuns in, catches them off guard. TP's coming to follow. Drunken Master's like, screw this, I'm just going to pop a Shrunken Head. He goes to the TP, he should be fine. Swiftblade as well is going to be fine. Okay, I mean, they are going to deny the tower, but I think that's a win there for the Legion team. I mean, all 5 TPs, no deaths, and they get to push back the top lane now, so that worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, not only do they save their own tier 2 top, I mean, this just delays the token here for Madman as much as possible, and as long as you can sort of delay as much as possible, the more time obviously it gives for Swiftblade and Drunken to get as much farm as possible. Actually, middle lane. Yeah,
we do have a jump at least to trying to go on a Drunken Master. The Stasis Smash thrown up in the air, and as soon as it comes down, obviously the ultimate used and mass control. And of course the support, especially with Magnus there. Yeah, no chance for him to get away once again. So Kinesis continues to just show off that damage output even as a secondary support, and they go right to the top lane. There is a haste run on the Magnus, so that's helping him get up here. He might be able to spot somebody. Okay, well, yeah, they're going to go for the easy kill on Glacius, or attempt. Yeah, he doesn't have the team follow-up as he portal keyed up here. And they can't really follow him. So Glacius, he's still trying to run, and yeah, I guess if anything, he's kind of delaying them a little bit right here. If he actually gets away. Oh my god, I think he is.
They must know he didn't have a TP. I mean, maybe he's just cancelled it. Where else could he go? Like,
oh, gee. But the thing is, how much time do you want to spend?
Just use the shell serve.
To find him.
It should be enough. Like, shell serve? Shell serve? Just,
he's right there, guys!
But it's only a Glacius in the end, and obviously we do have God Vision. But I just think in theory, I mean, where else can Glacius go? Like, he doesn't have a TP. There's no way he can get out. Like, he doesn't have an info report. But in the end, they're going to take the tier 2 top, and the token for Madman is closing in, and a good counter push coming out from Swiftblade. He should be fine. Yeah, he's going to be fine. Good sort of. And this is the power of Swiftblade as well. Unless you have any sort of superior stuns, I mean, he can keep doing that every single time. This they sort of push out and start trying to take fights here for the Hellborn side.
So they need a Whispering Helm, right?
Yeah,
the Whispering Helm for the Skeleton King, and then you can take care of that. Yeah, probably not. I don't see a hero that would really make sense to get it, unless Madman, but
it's a little bit late to get it, really. If you got it at the start, then it'd be understandable.
What did he get by? Oh yeah, Brutalizer is on the way for Madman, so he's actually probably just trying to die right here. You can see he's at half-life, low mana. So he's kind of just sitting in the front lines, almost saying, please kill me. He has 35 seconds on the token alive. He pops the Berserk, and it's just going to go all out on this tower. So this is going to be a tower kill. Will it be a Rax kill is the question. There's the invulnerability. Going to be popped. There's the kill on a Madman now. How's the follow-up? Energy foot on the background. Shrunken Head's going off Engineer. He's going to drop shortly after. In comes the Eruption Bite again. The Shrunken Head's mitigating plenty. The Swift Slash is doing good damage as well. Engineer will fall. Madman's just running this whole time. He will get away when it's all said and done. But the spin from Swift Blade doing plenty of damage itself. Drunken Master goes down. Buyback from Sir Benzington. He throws in the Nightfall to join the party once again. Joust is going to be just out of range, though, of more. And Kinesis, however, they say you do plenty of damage. Well, we're going to finally kill you. And we'll take your Bound Eye as well. Maybe.
They're nice there. Yeah, they do. Okay, I was wondering if they could see it or not. But, I mean, a great team fight come out from Legion. 3 for 1 a year. I mean, Benson did buy back, but it's necessary. I mean, they actually denied the tower. Did they? Oh, no, Hellborn did get it in the end. But they saved the racks, and they're going to take a tier 2 mid. I mean, like I said before, I mean, Legion does have the late game. As long as they can sort of delay this as much as possible, I think Legion might be in this game to win it.
Oh yeah, no, that fight right there really shows you that blue team, and again the way they're scaling, specifically the Swiftblade, and yeah, we definitely can't forget about Drunken Master as well. I mean, he's already got the Soul's Bulwark, well on a way to what's going to probably be a Demonic Breastplate to follow. You see Abyssal Skull just picked up on Empath right there, so very good assistance for the team and the synergy in that sense. Sir Benzington, it seems like he's finally kind of started to find his groove a little bit. He actually has a Mighty Blade, and once he gets a Shrunken Head too, then he's going to be able to do plenty more in those team fights. So after that fight, if I'm Rexars, I'm now thinking to myself, okay, we actually, what may have been looking very good for us early on, all of a sudden is kind of starting to change pace a little bit, and we need to be very careful. So Madman, it looks like, I mean, he's probably going to be going Shrunken Head himself with the Mighty Blade, I would assume. Is that your best choice, though? I mean, there's so much physical presence coming out. I mean, yes, mobility is good and everything, but...
No, I think you're right, Breaky. I mean, like, the only thing that the Shrunken Head is really going to help him with is the Glacius Ice Imprisonment and the stun from Benson, and maybe the Essence that come out from Empath. But, I mean, all those spells, you can't really expect them all to be happening. And at the same time, he does have Null Stone, so really it's only 2 or 3, or one of the Glacius or one of the Empath, but then Just is obviously still going to hit. But in the end, I mean, would you really warrant a Shrunken Head for just 2 items that, I mean, might not even hit him in the end anyway? It's not like the whole team's got a lot of sort of lockdown. And I think I'd have to agree with you. I don't think Shrunken Head actually is the best item choice this game. I mean, he has to just accept. I mean, if he does get ice imprisoned, at least one time, I mean, he just has to deal with it. But I actually think, the Shrunken Head, 3,900 gold, I think it actually might be a waste. He could pick up a multitude of different items for better use of his time. Even the Bulwark, perhaps. I mean, there is a lot of physical damage coming out now from obviously the Swiftblade, the Drunken, but even the Benson as well, dishing out some kind of physical damage as well. As he sort of levels up as well.
Oh yeah. So, look at the damage charts again. We don't do this often, but probably should do it more. But anyways, look at the damage charts again. Swiftblade, he all of a sudden has skyrocketed up there, and that's evidence too that he's making use of the items now. Again, especially in that last fight, he did plenty of damage with the slip slashes, kind of going around with the spin. So he's up there. Kinesis still slightly overall in head, but yeah, that shows right there again the progression that he's been able to have. So. Sheepstick, yeah, Sheepstick is just toughness for Magnus.
Yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah, and the Sheepstick is going to be obviously probably the key item, because if you can lock down this Swiftblade before you get Stronger Level, it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, so you still can't get over the Kinesis, though.
Oh, it's insane, man. Right, so 30 minutes in, secondary support, and has the highest damage in the game. Maybe joint. Right, okay, just picture this. Joint with the enemy carry who is on 570 GPM. That's absurd. I just can't understand it. And at the same time, it's not just pure damage as well. I mean, the stasis smash, obviously, a lot of sort of stun and lockdown as well. I mean, Kinesis, man, MVP already. Yeah,
and I will say, yeah, he's definitely been playing it very well in the sense. You will see some Kinesis every now and then, or the idea of with the stasis smash. Again, you got to remember it does mitigate damage by 50%. So you'll see some maybe more inexperienced players kind of throw them up in the air with it, and then use everything on them while they're still in the air. And it's like, well, that just did 50% less damage because they're still in the air. So, but yeah, the timing definitely seems like it's been on the ball there, and again, definitely knows what he's doing with the hero. So. It indeed has been fun to watch, but is that going to be enough, though? Is that going to be enough, along with everything else going on, for his team to be victorious here? I mean, they are still in the lead. I mean, hell, a 9,300 goal lead overall, so the overall lead is definitely still looking very solid for them. The experience dropping a little bit. Now, 4,800, of course, Swiftblade is the top farmer in the game, both in experience and gold. And, again, that kind of goes back to be the difference maker, if anything, especially with the empath synergy. I mean, that's something you cannot forget as well. And like I also said before, he just finished that Abyssal Skull recently. So the extra burst of synergy there, top lane, we could possibly be having a fight engagement right here. You can tell the Legion team wants to go in the joust. He's trying to get the angle, but Madman stalking around, and all of a sudden they say, you know what, not worth the risk. Let's just fall back. And probably for the better, because all five are here, and Drunken Master is not with them. So good fallback.
But I think the Hellborn game plan here is just to wait for the next Congo, because I really think, I mean, there is sort of a ticking time bomb here in the Legion sort of draft. They picked up the Swiftblade, they picked up the Drunken, a lot of late game potential, and Hellborn really only have the Madman at the moment. But at the same time, I mean, Hellborn have a lot of good team fights. When it gets to sort of the 50 minutes is where I think they really sort of struggle to sort of win these team fights. But at the moment, I still think they might have the lead in terms of team fight. They've got this sort of Sheepstick on Magnus, as well as the Sheepstick on Bubbles, and Madman's still got quite a bit of farm. And I think they can sort of secure this Congo without any sort of contention coming from Legion.
Yeah.
Pick up the Congo, go mid. I mean, the rack is completely bare. And I think that is their game plan. For Legion, I think it's still just try and hold on another sort of 10 to 20 minutes and let this Swiftblade get completely 6-maxed in terms of items, and hopefully just sort of 1v5 the enemy team, as well as the along with the help with Drunken Master as well. Yeah,
because some lucky crits and good bounces with the Swift Slashes especially. He can most certainly do that when it comes down to it. He is going to be working towards a wing bow. He just bought the snake bracelet right there, actually. I think he needs a steam staff still, but...
I really disagree with that choice, because, I mean, if he dies now, I mean, the game's almost completely over. Like, he doesn't need the snake bracelet, because he needs a buyback, put simply. If he dies, I mean, the game's almost completely over. They will take 2 lanes of racks without a doubt, 4v5 even if they have to. And just risking that kind of item. I mean, he does have the wing bow, but is that really necessary? Or is it really better than a buyback? In my opinion, I don't think it is, but you never know. It could just be the difference between them winning a team fight and them losing it. So we'll have to see.
Obviously, Conqueror happening right there. So Madman again, another token of life. And our Hellborn team, you can tell they definitely realize that they're also kind of on a timetable here as well. They want to make use of this token of life pretty quickly. Here we go. Nightfall initiation in the background for Swiftblade. He goes back immediately. Madman already dropping about half life, but again, he has the token. In comes energy field. Madman being pulled in by the Royal Stop there. Shrunken at Swiftblade though. He's just charging in the auto attack. Swift Slash go off. Madman was able to stalk away, but down goes Kinesis. So a lot of damage missing right there. Bubbles in the meantime. Shell surfs away. Madman again, kind of stalking back in. He hasn't done a whole lot of auto attacks just yet, but Magnus, the counter eruption, Sir Bensington, he barely gets the joust off. Going to be fine. The Sheepstick on a Drunken Master, but Swiftblade is still full life, good to go. There's that crit, the 666 crit on a Bubbles right there. Mammoth is back up after the token, but he needs to get the hell on out of there because it is a quad kill for Beaverbanger. He wants the Annihilation, but he's not going to get it. But holy crap, again, the damage is just proving to be so much here, especially from the Swiftblade.
I mean, Legion played absolutely fantastic in that Hellborn. I cannot say the same for Legion played amazing in that team fight. I mean, doing exactly what they needed to do. They picked up everyone but the Madman who had the token. I mean, he did die in the end eventually, but they cut down all of the Legion or the Hellborn support. Sorry. But for Hellborn, I think the team fight wasn't very good, though. I mean, they had the Engineer sort of pop his ultimate, and when the Legion just sort of popped their Shrunken, and I mean, KNX didn't do anything. They need the initiation coming out from Magnus and the Bowls. They've got two Sheepsticks. They need to burst down the Swiftblade, but in the end, they aren't. And this could be the difference between them losing racks. But
yeah,
Magnus and Bowls are going to come back up, and they are going to.
I know that Gold still says the Hellborn team maybe be slightly in favor, but definitely I think everything is going the way of Blue Dingle Bulls now, well, at least most everything. In the sense that this is now almost their game to lose. I mean, Swiftblade is at that very scary mark. He has another 3,200 gold saved up, so the risk there of buying the wing bow and perhaps dying and not having buyback was there, but again, the risk paid off in that sense, because now he has another buyback if he needs it. Could just get next tier item as well, and of course across the board. In fact, Sir Bensington, again, he still doesn't have the Shrunken Head on Sir Bensington, actually. Mentioned the Mighty Blade a long time ago, I feel like. But look at what Rexars is doing, though. They almost feel like they have to be all in it seems like. They're just going to kind of regroup once again and just straight up push middle lane. I mean, I get where they're at, but do you think this is the best decision on their part? I
think it's the only play they're going to make, because I mean they do not have the time to wait for another Congo. That's going to be another 10 minutes, and another 10 minutes on Swiftblade and Drunken farming can be. It's probably already GG anyway. I mean, I think Hellborn can still win this team fight if their initiation is good enough. We saw the last team fight, and the initiation was just terrible. I mean, they got initiated on by the Legion team that had practically no initiation other than the Bensington, and that should not happen when Bubbles has a portal key, Magnus has a portal key, and they both have Sheepsticks. I mean, they need to initiate preferably on the Swiftblade and try and burst him down before he can get that Shrunken Head off, and then that's the difference between them losing a team fight and them winning it.
So yeah, the Wingbow on Swiftblade, another 3,800 gold already saved up. Again, the damage target, once again going back to that, now you just see Swiftblade just completely jumping up there, especially after that last fight once again. Because again, the thing you really have to keep in mind is the Rune Cleaver, as good of a farming tool it is, it's also honestly decent in team fights, especially with an ability like Swift Slash is kind of just bouncing around if they happen to be within that area. You know, plenty of splash damage going out onto them, even on top of the crits. Of course, that could happen. So, yeah, the Hellborn side, they don't go for the all-out push necessarily, but yeah, you're right. They definitely need to make something happen here very, very shortly, or else you might as well throw in the concede at that point, because you're probably not going to be coming back from this. Again, Madman most certainly has that late game carry potential, but he just really has not been able to take off at the same time. I mean, he has 432 gold per minute, which once again isn't too bad, but
his item choice is a little bit questionable. We talked about the Shrunken Head, and it's almost like 4,000 gold wasted, it almost feels like. I mean, you saw how little effect it had. I mean, he wasn't really getting sort of targeted in team fights either, because he has the Nelf Stone. Actually, top lane though.
Oh, well, yeah, big engagement right here. Swiftblade takes the Sheepstick, and then Magnus completely turns around. He's like, nope, not going over there. That was good timing by him, because a couple more seconds being in that area, he very likely would have been jumped, and that could have been the end anyways. But, you know, something else worth noting that I wanted to bring up too, Magnus has now hit level 16, but he was level 15 that last fight, so only at his level 2 eruption. Kinesis is also still level 15, you know, so they're missing out on some extra little bit of damage right there. That definitely could be some difference makers too in these last couple of fights. So yeah, again, Magnus is now 16. Kinesis, hopefully for their sake, we'll have that level 3 mass control here very shortly, but definitely worth noting.
As long as they can catch Swiftblade without him popping Shrunken Heads, or even if catch the Drunken, but without him popping Shrunken Heads, I mean, they can win this team fight easily. They have the damage, it's just if they can cut through without the Legion popping their Shrunken Heads. I mean, they've got the Sheepsticks, they've got the Sheepstick on Magnus and Bubbles. They just need to make sure that the initiation is key if they want to take this game, and they still can. I mean, we talked about how the Legion definitely have the late game, but I mean, they could win right now with 2 team fights if the initiation is perfect. But the question is, will the initiation be perfect?
Yeah. Yeah, Cake's actually in chat right here. Cake Soar is bringing up a point of like, yeah, now Batman can get bash procs and still do very little damage in the end. I mean, again, his skill set kind of allows him to do plenty of damage. So, but yeah, we kind of see, you know, that idea. I think that's more the Shrunken Head once again, kind of going back to that. If was that the most valuable option there or not? But Swiftblade, 5,600 gold. So again, he's kind of sitting in that patient spot. I'm sure he could buy something pretty big right here, but also not absolutely necessary for the time being. Might as well save up a little bit comfortably for at least a buyback here. But
double
we'll
buyback.
See. Yeah, double buyback even. But yeah, no, he has plenty of options. Savage Mace wouldn't be surprised to see amongst them, but we'll see what he goes for. Drunken Master, also another 2,400 gold saved up. So yeah, again, just so many things adding up to the favor of the Legion team. So what you were talking about, where the Hellborn team, they kind of needed to go all in right there. That might have been their only play. Because you allow them to farm this much longer, you know, it's just going to get worse. Yeah. Well, they're kind of doing that. It's just getting worse here.
Yeah, I mean, if we had Quincy on, I would assure you that he would be saying that, you know, the efficiency coming out from Legion is just getting further and further because, I mean, the Legion just can out-farm him because, you know, obviously they've got the better carries and actually they picked up the farming items like the Rune Cleaver on Swiftblade, whereas Hellborn have gone a lot of sort of team firearms. They're not really focused too much in terms of farming. I mean, it looks like they're going to most likely wait for the third Conga, I think, and pick up the bananas and the token, and hopefully that's going to give them enough edge to really take this team fight. But now similar rage on Swiftblade, making them even harder to sort of burst him down. The real target here is Swiftblade, obviously.
Yeah.
But that similar rage, I mean, even if they burst him down with sort of 2 sheepsticks, I don't know if he's even going to die without even popping the Shrunken Heads. And if he does survive after the initial onslaught, he can just pop the symbol rage and get back to full health all again. So the Hellborn have a really hard job cutting out for him right now, and Legion look happy enough just to sort of push in themselves.
Yeah, because again, in the supporting caster on Swiftblade, and specifically the supporting damage, Drunken Master is doing plenty of damage himself. So even if you use all those resources trying to lock down Swiftblade and maybe get the kill, Drunken will, I'm sure, be just kind of free roaming around, dropping you guys as well. So again, it's a lot of these things are just easier said than done, of course. I will say it's a little surprising the top secondary tower is still up here for the Hellborn side, but again, the Legion team hasn't found it necessary to push that just yet, but you know, as I say that, it looks like they are headed up there now, and they're kind of in that mindset themselves of, okay, you know, we're comfortable enough to the point of we might as well just go cutthroat ourselves and really force a fight here now from Rexars, knowing that we have such a huge advantage. Kinesis is still level 15. I feel like he's been level 15 for like 15 minutes here. But he's still level 15. I mean, yeah, I'm not sitting here saying if he's level 16, this fight's completely different, but, you know, it's a small thing where a little bit more damage would be nice, but hey, that Legion team at the same time, yeah, why force it? You know, they're like, 16. We're comfortable with that. Okay, there you go. Finally, it's 16.
They can win now.
15 minutes later, yeah. This is that's the turning point right there. They got this now. He's talking about Conga. Yeah, the Hellborn team wanted to do Conga. Well, it's, with this positioning right now, it seems like the Legion side definitely has the favorite to do it here, but we'll see how and when and if that even comes about, because Swiftblade again in the front lines. No token on him by any means, but he might as well have one there. It's almost as if he does, because, yeah, the similar rage and all the cooldowns, the evasion aspect. And, yeah, again, just having Empath inside on top of it all, it's just ridiculous damage. You see right there, that was a crit from the AoE of the Rune Cleaver. Madman's already at half life below it even. He's forced to fall back, so he's going to do 0 damage right now. Now, the Legion team, they don't want to dive too much, but the Swift Slash just say, I don't give 2 shits. He's going balls to the wall. Down goes Engineer. Down goes Magnus, and now he falls back for the rack. So I think that'll be the answer for the Hellborn team of, yeah, it's probably time to throw in the towel here.
I mean, we talked about it before, though. I mean, like, this Legion side is definitely just a ticking time bomb, and they waited just a little bit too long. They had the potential just to go without the token. Instead, they wanted to wait for the token. As a result, waited too long.
GG, well played. Game 1 will go to Blue Dingables here over Rexars. Yeah, Rexars was looking so strong. I mean, there were, what was it, like 9,000 golden experience at a point at least, if not more. But Swiftblade, man, he just kept, I think he definitely showed us an answer, and you said you liked it too. The Rune Cleaver, it made a lot of sense, and he really did make the best of that.